Hi guys, my name is Mark Pillar. Welcome. This will be the most buzzword compliant video you have ever seen because it will include IoT, serverless, codeless, backendless of course, and Amazon Alexa. So what are the ingredients for the demo that I have put together? Well, first of all, as far as the IoT part, it's going to be a connected light bulb. And for this, I have selected a product called LIFX. Okay, a really great product. Light bulbs support a variety of different colors. There are different themes, and you can do different effects and so on. But the most importantly, and you can see the light is quite bright, I'm going to put a little light diffuser here. So most importantly, the reason that I have picked this particular light bulb is because LIFX provides APIs. So there are two different types of APIs supported by LIFX. One is the public API, where you can send requests to public cloud endpoints in the cloud to control your light bulb. So this way, request goes out to the public internet and kind of is channeled back to a light bulb. But there's also a second set of APIs, which is kind of a more lower level. Those APIs are based on UDP protocol in a local network, and that's the one I'm going to be using. So here, since I'm using it on the local network, it gives me a really good reason to use special build of Backendless called Backendless Pro. And Backendless Pro is an installation of Backendless you can install on your own computer, whether it's your laptop, in your data center, in your private or public cloud. So since Backendless Pro is running on my local computer that happens to be on the same network as this light bulb, they can communicate directly without going to the public internet. Also, an ingredient to this demo is Amazon Alexa. So here's my Echo device that I will use. So the demo is going to go like this. I will talk to Alexa and I will request the light to either be turned on, turned off, or to change the color. And for the Alexa skill, I put together a codeless API service. So Alexa will talk to my computer right here, and inside of Backendless I have a codeless service that I put together without writing any code. It's all just visual logic. And there's also another API service that has all the smarts and all the logic of communicating with a light bulb. So it goes from Alexa, the Alexa skill as a codeless service, and from codeless service to the API service, and then to the light bulb. That's going to be the chain of these events. Of course, after this demo, I'll show you individual moving parts and how I have configured them. It is all very, very straightforward, very simple, which is really cool because it creates a very powerful demo that I hope will give you ideas about building some really cool things with these technologies. So here, let me just do the demo, and then I'll show you individual configuration parts. Of course, there's going to be a blog post with all the code listings as far as the service for the light bulb and then the codeless logic. So if you are interested, of course, you'll be able to kind of repeat the whole thing yourself. So now let me do the demo and then we'll jump into the actual code, logic, and so on. Echo. Ask Magic Light to turn it off.
My pleasure to serve you.
There you go. So you can see that the light just went off because when I screwed the light bulb in, it was already on by default. And here, whenever you hear me asking Magic Light, it's really just the invocation name for my custom skill. Nothing more. So, but it is in a way kind of magic. So I think it's very fitting to call it like this. So now let's turn it on and then change the colors. Echo. Ask Magic Light to turn it on.
Your wish is my command.
There you go. So the light just came on. And let's change the color in this thing. Echo. Ask Magic Light to change the color to blue. Let's try it again. Echo. Ask Magic Light to change the color to blue.
Your wish is my command.
There you go. So it just changed to blue. And let's try some other color. Echo. Tell Magic Light to change the color to red.
My pleasure to serve you.
Wonderful. So as you can see, it's doing exactly what I'm asking it to do. Let's take a look at how it is actually implemented, and you'll be amazed how simple it actually is. So I'm going to jump to my computer, and right here, let's start with the Amazon configuration, and you can see it on my screen. So here is that magic light invocation name, as you had heard in the demo. But the important thing is in the interaction model. An interaction model sets up the intents and the various slots. So an intent is really just kind of a type of invocation that takes place from Alexa to the actual service. And there are two different types of intents that I had in my demo. One intent was the light control whenever I wanted to turn it on or off. And the other intent was changing the color. So you will see here in the intent schema, there are two different intents. Specifically, there is an intent called light control right here, and there is a slot called state, and there is another intent called color control with a slot called color, and these slots are defined right here as the custom slot types. So for states, there is on and off, and for colors, there is just a range of colors that the skill understands. And as far as the sample utterances, which is the phrases that the user can speak, you can see a list of them right here. So these are the things that you could say to change the color, and for light control, these are the phrases that it would understand. That's pretty much it as far as setting up your skill. Of course, some additional configuration items is pointing it to your endpoint in Backendless in order to connect that skill to the actual logic that's going to be running. Also, a very important thing to understand is whenever you're building a custom Alexa skill with Backendless, you do not have to use Amazon Lambda at all. In fact, you can just build API services in Backendless, and even with the free plan in Backendless, if you were to do it in the cloud, there's no limit for how many API services you can build. So you literally can start building custom skills without running into any cost whenever running those custom skill logic in Backendless, which is a huge, huge advantage for doing it with our platform. Now, let's switch to the Backendless side of things. And first of all, I will show you the actual codeless logic. So I do have this Alexa Lights service. And this is the codeless logic that I have put together in order to support handling of the requests. It could look rather big at the first glance. However, it's actually very easy to follow. So first of all, we get the intent name and store it in the intent variable. And then there are two checks, whether the intent is light control or the intent is color control. And depending on what the intent is, then we use a specific API to control this specific light bulb. So if it is a light control, then we get the slot value, and it's the light state. And then we use the two API calls to either turn on light or turn off light. So these two blocks right here are really just the API calls that communicate to the API service that knows about the specific light. If the intent, however, is color control, then what we do is we get the name of the color that the user has spoken, and that's going to be in the color variable. You see, we get the slot value. And then if the color is blue, red, green, purple, and so on, then we just make an invocation to set the color for the light bulb. So these blocks right here to set color and the blocks at the top to turn it on or off are API service blocks. And these API methods are available in the service that I have developed here. It's called LIFX service. And that service is really just a very, very simple service written in JavaScript, running in a Node.js environment in Backendless, that has really just three methods. So as you can see, there is a turn on light, turn off, and set color. So the source code listing for these methods will be published in the blog post. So now you can actually test and see how these methods work right in the console. So since the light is on right now and it's red, we can change the color to some other value. So let's try it here, 127, 127, and some higher value on blue. Invoke it, and see, the color just changed. So we can turn off the light, and duration is the time that it's going to take the light bulb to gradually go into completely off state. So let's invoke it. The invocation has succeeded, and as you can see, the light is now off. And if you want to turn it on, it's going to be just another method invocation to turn on this light. Click invoke, and the light is now on. So this is pretty much it. Very, very straightforward. And by combining these pieces together, which Backendless makes very easy to accomplish this task, you get this very cool effect where you can control a smart device with Alexa through Backendless using Codeless where you don't have to write any code. So hopefully this gives you some ideas about how you can do some things for your projects, for your apps, and how Backendless would fit as an integration point to kind of tie it all together. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this video, and until next time, happy coding!